Welcome to our channel. Today we are diving into the world of African feminism. Follow till the end to understand how African feminism is breaking barriers. So let's get started. African feminism is a multifaceted movement that intersects with various social, cultural, and political contexts across the African continent. Rooted in the struggle against colonialism, imperialism, and patriarchy, African feminism embodies a diverse range of perspectives, voices, and experiences, challenging stereotypical notions of feminism and highlighting the unique challenges faced by African women. One key aspect of African feminism is its emphasis on intersectionality, recognizing that gender oppression cannot be understood in isolation from other forms of oppression, such as race, class, ethnicity, and sexuality. African feminists advocate for an inclusive approach that addresses the interconnected systems of power and privilege that shape women's lives. This intersectional lens allows for a deeper understanding of the complexities of gender inequality and informs strategies for social change that are sensitive to the diverse realities of African women. Historically, African feminism has been influenced by indigenous traditions of women's leadership and resistance, from the anti-colonial struggles to the post-independence era. African women have been at the forefront of movement for liberation and social justice. Figures such as Funmilayo Ransome-Kuti in Nigeria, Ya Asantewa in Ghana, and Wangari Maathai in Kenya exemplify the legacy of African women's activism and their contribution to the fight for equality and empowerment. In contemporary times, African feminism has evolved in response to globalization, neoliberalism, and the challenges of modernity. Issues such as economic marginalization, access to education and healthcare, violence against women, and political representation remain central concerns for African feminists. Grassroots movements, feminist organizations, and online activism have emerged as powerful platforms for mobilization of women and advocating for their rights. One of the distinguishing features of African feminism is its emphasis on African agency and self-determination. African feminists reject the notion that feminism is a Western import, instead asserting the validity of indigenous feminist thought and practice. They reclaim African traditions and cultural resources to challenge patriarchal norms and envisions alternative futures that are rooted in justice, equality, and dignity for all. However, African feminism is not without its internal tensions and debates. Differences in ideology, strategy, and priorities exist among African feminists, reflecting the diversity of experiences and perspectives on the continent. Some critics argue that African feminism should prioritize grassroots organizing and community-based solutions, while others advocate for more radical approaches that challenge the structural roots of oppression. In conclusion, African feminism is a dynamic and complex movement that reflects the rich tapestry of African experiences and aspirations. It encompasses a broad spectrum of voices and perspectives, united by a commitment to gender justice, social transformation, and the empowerment of African women. As African feminism continues to evolve, it remains a powerful force for change, challenging stereotypes, amplifying marginalized voices, and shaping a more inclusive and equitable future for all Africans. African feminism transcends national boundaries, forging alliances with feminist movements around the world. Through platforms like social media and international conferences, African feminists amplify their voices and share their experiences with global audiences. By engaging in solidarity efforts and advocating for global policies that promote gender justice, they contribute to the broader struggle for women's rights and social justice worldwide. African feminism continues to break barriers and shape futures, challenging the status quo and envisioning a more equitable society for all. By drawing upon the strength of African women's resilience and the power of collective action, this movement remains at the forefront of the fight for gender equality and social justice. As we celebrate the achievements of African feminism, we must also recognize the ongoing challenges and commit to supporting and uplifting the voices of African women in their quest for liberation and empowerment. If you find this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and share to others who might benefit from our philosophical pieces. Thank you and see you on the next video.